Hi friends, this is Ila. Welcome to Happy Nursing. In our previous video, we discussed the types of immunity. Now is the time to discuss the cells involved in immune system. These cells are formed through hematopoiesis, which gives rise to myeloid progenitor cells and lymphoid progenitor cells. The myeloid cells are part of the innate immune response. Lymphoid cells, on the other hand, include B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes, and natural killer cells. B and T cells play the role of acquired immunity. And natural killer cells, also known as NK cells, are part of innate immunity. First, coming to the myeloid cells. Neutrophils use a mechanism called phagocytosis to fight the pathogens. It is the process of engulfing the pathogens, such as bacteria or cellular debris, using the plasma membrane to form a vesicle called a phagosome. From there, the neutrophils can destroy the pathogen by using their granules. The granules present in the neutrophils bind with the phagosome to form phagolysosome. These granules lower the pH of phagolysosome, making it acidic, which kills some of the pathogens. Another method is oxidative burst, during which the neutrophils produce highly reactive oxygen species like hydrogen peroxide. These molecules destroy the proteins and nucleic acids of the phagolysosome and damage the membrane of the bacteria or any other pathogen which may have invaded the body tissue. Eosinophil and basophil both contain granules which contain histamine and other pro-inflammatory molecules. However, eosinophils are phagocytic cells and basophils are non-phagocytic. Both are responsible for allergic reactions. Next are the mast cells. They are also non-phagocytic like the basophils and initiate allergic responses. For example, when our body is exposed to any foreign particle which may be harmful for us, say any allergen like dust, fumes, smoke or pollen, we cough and sneeze. We get itchy. A variety of allergic reactions occur, right? Eosinophil, basophil and mast cells are responsible for this. Next comes the monocytes, macrophages, and dendritic cells. These are again phagocytic cells. They release cytokines in response to the attack of pathogens. Dendritic cells engulf a pathogen, destroy it, and break it up into small amino acid chains. Moving to the lymphoid cells, as we have seen earlier, they contain B cells, T cells, and NK cells. NK cells spontaneously target the abnormal cells of our body, like tumor cells, virus-infected cells, or cancer cells, and destroy them. They also release cytokines, which activate the macrophages to destroy the ingested microbes. B cells have receptors on their surface which bind to the specific antigens present on the surface of a pathogen and destroy them. Next are the T cells, which are antigen specific. There are two types of T cells, CD4 or helper T cells and CD8 or cytotoxic T cells or killer T cells. CD4 T cells provide immunity against pathogens, assist the B cells to produce antibodies, activates macrophages, and sends eosinophils, basophils, and neutrophils at the site of infection. They also release cytokines which regulate our immune response. Basically, they are helping to carry out the total immune response. That's why they are called helper cells. CD8 T cells are specialized to recognize and target the virus-infected cells or cancer cells and kill them. That's why they are called killer T cells or cytotoxic, which means toxic to cells. So that's it for now. That was all about the cells involved in the immune mechanism in brief. We have looked into the cells involved in the immune mechanism, which are formed through hematopoiesis. Hematopoiesis gives rise to myeloid progenitor cells and lymphoid progenitor cells, which altogether function as our immune system. Hope this video is useful to you, and if it is, then like and share my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.